disaster has struck. I have to say, I had no idea this was coming, but we have failed. We failed in our first oat harvest. So it went like this. It was a gloomy, gloomy night. Around dusk, the oats just went ready to harvest. And around that time, the rain started. And it rained. And rained. And rained. For 36 hours it rained. Non-stop. It rained all night. It rained the entire day the next day. And the entire night the following night. And here we are. 8:45 in the morning. A day and a half later. And our oats are gone. All we can do is pick up the pieces and move on. This video is brought to you by Ethan Martin. Thank you for being a farm baron. So guys, I really was not expecting this to be the Tuesday video that it is. I was busting my tail doing all kinds of contracts while the oats were growing. You can see we're up to $176,000. So we were doing a really good job busting our butts. And we had rain in the forecast, and I was working on another beet harvest. Working on another beet harvest, and we finished that one off before the rain came. Jumped over here to the field. It was not quite ready to harvest. We didn't really have anything else to do, so I started fast forwarding the clock at 120 times speed. Still had rain in the forecast. Our oats went ready to harvest, and then about 5 minutes later, the rain started. I was like, okay, well, I'll just, it was like 5 in the evening. So I was like, okay, I'll just go ahead and fast forward through the night. And then we'll do the harvest in the morning. So I fast forwarded all night long. Still was raining. The weather forecast you see up there is cloudy now with clear skies coming. That never changed from rain. We got to midday, it still said rain. We got to late afternoon, it still said rain. Crops withered. By morning, it said cloudy skies. Then the rain stopped around 6 a.m. Yeah. So I actually recall this happening to me in the first Felsbrunn video series, actually. I lost an entire crop. I don't know what crop it was, but I lost an entire crop because the crop was not ready to harvest. And then it started to rain. And then it went ready to harvest. And the rain never stopped until after the crop was withered. So anyway, you can indeed fail in Farm Sim. This is evidence that you can do absolutely nothing wrong. And assuming that you have the withering enabled, your crops could theoretically wither before you can get them harvested simply because it's raining. Now we've got some plans. We're obviously putting oats back on the field. Okay? We still want to move forward with our horses. We need oats to do that. There's this field of barley right next to me. But the problem is the field costs $174,000. So I could buy that field, but then have no money left over to basically lease a harvester. So that's no good. And we're not going to take out a loan. That was kind of one of the, one of the goals of playing here is to grind our way through. So I can't buy that field. I am keeping my eye out for a couple oat contracts, because if we can pick up an oat contract, there happens to be oats planted on 2 other fields right now. If I can pick up an oat contract, then I can get the excess crop and keep that, and basically get started with my horses that way. But yeah, I really wished that field right there beside me was a little bit cheaper, but it's not. Take a look at the lands area. You'll see it's $174,600. We have $176,000. So not enough money once we play for our harvester. We do have money now. We can full out buy a harvester if we wanted to. So we could just go ahead and buy the harvester and be done with it. Then we couldn't buy the field, right? We could harvest other contracts and basically get the full value of the contract. But yeah, where would that leave us, right? So we're going to keep the money. I'm not going to spend it right now. We're going to wait. But I really am upset. I was planning through the videos, and this week's videos I was planning on today's video to be harvesting the barley or the oats, and basically keeping the last trailer load of oats and keeping the last trailer load of straw. And then Thursday's video was going to be basically getting the horses, putting in the horse pen, riding them for the first day, getting all prepped with everything we need for horse care. And that was going to be this week's videos. Pretty nice little plan. Not now. Now I'm going to have to grind it out again. And hopefully on Thursday, we'll be able to harvest our oats. It's going to push everything back a day as far as video plans. It's going to give me probably going to have a good 5 or 6 hours of potential contract work again. But we'll be in a lot better picture money-wise, that's for sure. So we had just enough seed in our seeder here. Let's just look. Let's just look at these contracts, right? So we have field 26 and field 22 with oats. And our field we just put down. And 20 is in the same state ours is. 26 is basically one growth stage earlier. We've got potato contract, not going to touch it. We got a corn harvest contract. We've got a barley contract. We've got another sunflower contract. We're going to take this fertilizing contract and shove it. Potatoes we're going to ignore. Yeah, this one. Oh, never take a potato contract with this thing. It's a bad idea. And we got baling contracts, transport contracts. We could do this transport contract. now that we have a trailer and we have front loaders and fork, right? We could do that transport contract. So let me get, we're going to do, no, it's the wrong way. We're going to fertilize our field. Let's see, does it even need fertilized before I mess with it? Probably not, because I never harvested. Let's go see. Nitrogen's perfect. pH is a little low. All right, we'll just let it run for now. What field was this? Field 10. Ah, it's a big boy field. Let's go get some more fertilizer and let's talk. Let's talk about crossplay. So crossplay is now a thing in Farm Sim Double Deuce, Farm Sim 22. Giants announced that on Thursday of last week. Big time news, big time news. I have to say I'm excited for it, but quite frankly, crossplay isn't really, in my opinion, targeted to the PC player. We can take advantage of it, right? It'll be great to play with some console fans of the channel, for sure. In no way am I, thinking that the PCs are better or anything like that. It would be great. I've always wanted to, and never really understood why. Right? Why, if we just play on a base map with base equipment and DLCs, why can't we just multiplayer together? We've got the same stuff, right? It wouldn't be like somehow it's an unfair advantage or anything because one group has got, somehow better equipment or anything. It's not like it's a shooter or anything like that. So why couldn't you play together? I suspect there were technical limitations, probably set up by Sony. Microsoft has historically been more open to crossplay between Xbox and PC. And at the heart of it, an Xbox is really just a computer anyway. With respect to a lot of its hardware. And now the latest gen consoles are pretty much PCs at this point, running AMD Ryzen APUs with AMD graphics. Pretty much the same AMD graphics that you can buy for your PC card. And a little older generation type CPU. But at the heart of it, it's an AMD Ryzen chip. So yeah, really looking forward to that, because right when Farm Sim 22 drops, we're all playing without mods. We're all in the same boat. We have the exact same stuff. We have access to the same maps, the same equipment. Why not have fun with crossplay, with multiplayer? This channel is going to be probably setting up 1 or 2 multiplayer servers through game servers. That's the server host that I like to use, because I do happen to have a referral code and everything. I'm going to be working on updating my multiplayer how-to videos on basically when you rent a server, how do you set it up, how do you get it going, What are the options you pick and all of that fun jazz? Why would you pick certain things over other things? And hopefully it's going to do well because, you know, we've got a whole new audience of people now that have access to dedicated servers because console players now, for the first time, have the ability to play on a dedicated server and, as such, rent a dedicated server. So it's a whole new market, a whole new group of people that would be interested for some help. I have to say my FS19 dedicated server video or videos have done pretty darn good. They've always been, you know, listed as top views for several months, several times a year. It comes up as those as having, you know, in the top 10 of views per month. So a person once said, if you're looking for video content, don't look at what is popular today. Look at what is going to be in demand 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, right? Get that content out. Something that people are going to be interested in, not just today, but in 3 months and in a year. So kind of take the long view of it as far as videos go. And how-to videos seem to fit that bill, right? There's always new people coming in. There's always new people wondering how to do things with the game. So those types of videos seem to have a pretty good shelf life over gameplay videos. So that's what we're going to probably be focusing on. That's what we focused on when 19 came out. I think it was pretty much balls to the wall with respect to getting videos out on, you know, the animal system, the placeable system, things that were changed from 17 to 19, the multiplayer videos, how multiplayer was changed so significantly from 17 to 19. A lot of time the first few weeks after the game released, you all as players played a whole heck of a lot more than what I actually ended up playing because I was busy, you know, generating content, trying to get information out there, and that takes time to do. And yeah, so there for probably the first 6 weeks, just regular players were putting in a lot more time into the game than lots of content creators were, because we were trying to learn the game from the start and get that information out to people. So we're gonna be doing the same thing in 22, trying to get the information out there as soon as possible. We're gonna do a live stream for sure, November 21st, the evening of launch eve, if you will, as far as the date, because the game launches November 22nd at midnight CET, which, as I've said before, if you're in the United States, is going to be on Sunday night, November 21st, is when you're going to be able to access and download it from the Giants eShop. So we're going to be live streaming basically right after the game is available, and kind of giving our very first impressions of the maps and of the game and of the visuals. And then once we do that, then it's going to be basically pumping out the content, making a list, checking it twice, figuring out which videos nice, right? So that's the goal in a couple months. But yeah, I think I want to do a contract. I want to do a transport contract. Curious how many of you all do transport contracts? Are those kind of things that you just avoid, ignore? I like to do the transport contracts. On a mod map authors since since gold nuggets went away in FS19, one of the way map authors can get you around the map to see things and possibly experience things around the map is by putting contract pickup and delivery locations at interesting spots. So yeah, I like to do transport contracts, especially when we're testing maps on the channel, just to make sure that you can deliver the loads and pick the loads up and they all work the way they are intended. There we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. Collect. So here we go. $2,700 from the gas station to Railroad Southwest. So let's head back to the farm, get our trailer, get our forks, and meet you down the shop because we got to reconfigure our trailer. Since we don't have a service point at our... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Return it. Oh, I can't believe I didn't realize that or forgot. You can't customize a leased thing. Well, we've got money now, so we can buy it. You can't customize a something that's leased. So I can't lease the trailer and use it to haul like hay bales and grain crop and whatnot, because you can't customize it. It is exactly how it is when you leased it. Oh man, it's hard to believe we are working our way up to 4,000 hours in the game, and little things like that still catch you out. So we're heading up to the green dot, yellow dot, whatever the color that dot is. That's telling us where the pickup location is. And then the red dot is where the drop-off is. $2,000. I'm wondering how many pallets this is going to be. Is it 1 pallet, 2 pallets, 4 pallets? Guess we're about to find out. Looks like 6 pallets. Okay. 6 pallets. That makes sense. The amount of money they want to pay us. So some folks were thinking that that the pallet physics were better in 22 based on some videos that they had seen. I'm ready to give it a shot and see for myself how they are. I mean, my biggest problem with pallets is that sometimes they get stuck on the forks and just will not release, and that is the worst scenario. You kind of just start waving the forks around, trying to get them to let go. Oops. Well, let's move this forward a bit. I didn't really notice that debris by the pole. But yeah, transport contracts can sometimes be the best, and I've probably said this already, sometimes be the best money to time investment. I guess it really depends on how good you are with loading pallets, right? I find that sometimes if you have a wheel and pedals, that pallets are a lot easier to deal with, because you can be a lot smoother with your throttle and with your steering than if you are using like a keyboard. Because of the keyboard, you know, everything is, it's either on or off, right? So the keyboard, it's on or off, and it's either full turn or no turn. Turned over. There we go. But it'll be interesting to see if they have changed the contract system in 22. It was a complete overhaul from 17. You know, if you played the game in 17, you had this thing called reputation, where basically you did a contract and, you know, your AI farmers owned some, you know, series of fields scattered around the map. And if you did something like 10 contract jobs for a particular AI farmer, then the land, you could buy the land off of them for cheaper, because you had, you know, good, let's say, good reputation with the farmer. And it was a way to kind of get, you know, reduced land prices, was just to figure out which fields a particular farmer had, do 10 contracts real quick for him, and then you'll be able to buy his land for the cheapest price possible. It's kind of a wacky load, but oh well. And then, of course, in 19, it was completely overhauled to the system that we have now. So it'll be interesting to see, is the contract system in 22, is it going to be like the contract system we have in 19 or not? Oh, it just had a... Luckily, I just hit the mute on the mic. I had some big sneezes. Whew. You know, you get those big sneezes and your eyes water afterwards. It was a big one like that. But yeah. So back to multiplayer servers. We're gonna have one, if not two, multiplayer servers nearly day one here in the channel and on the Discord. And what we are... Alright, that's where we're going. Okay. And what we're going to do with those is they're going to be community multiplayer servers. Anybody in the Discord can join. They'll obviously have no mods on them. At the outset, one will be running the France map, the French map. One will be running the American map. And we'll have some good players, longtime players, and community members be what I call farm bosses on the server. And it'll just be a big collective community server where people can get in, play, and looking forward to some multiplayer in those early days when I decided to take a little bit of a break from trying to get the content out about 22 with some people in the Discord. So we'll be doing that for sure. We're looking forward to that. We've got some console friends that are in the Discord. They like to hang out because, well, they just like our company and everything. So it'd be really super great to be able to, get to play with them and such and interact. So crossplay was something big. Really, really awesome. So glad to have seen that come to FS22. Like I said, I think the biggest news in that is the fact that console players can rent dedicated servers, right? The fact that PS4 people can play with PS5 or Xbox people is great. Kind of due to a lot of the gameplay division since Farm Sim 15, a lot of the kind of console Discord communities are kind of platform specific. Let's say you follow a PS4 console player on YouTube or Twitch, then you're likely a fellow PS4 console player as opposed to being an Xbox player, because the whole idea behind those communities is, part of it is finding a fellow players that would be interested in playing. So having crossplay on the console side frees those players up to be able to interact with console players of the other variety also. So it kind of opens up the gaming community, and hopefully will maybe lessen the divide between different platforms. Now, of course, I could probably have made $2,000 doing a fertilizing contract in the time that I did this, for sure. But not all transport contracts have 6 pallets to haul. And that should do us. You're not going to let me double stack these, are you? There we go. Transport finished. Thank you so much. $2,700. We got $1,500, $1,900 from Farmer Hans to Castle Hotel, right? Let's see where those are. And I suspect, given the Farmer Hans is back where we are at, right down the road from our farm. I suspect the price is probably going to be 4 pallets for $1,900. Let's go find out. Let me know in the comments on your take of crossplay support and your take on the fact sheets. I'll be honest, I wasn't super excited about last week's Fact Sheet Friday. There really wasn't a lot that really super interested me. I mean, the small baler was neat. Oh, there are 6. Oh, okay. The small baler was neat and all, but was nothing that got me super excited. In fact, I got more super excited about some things that I saw in the equipment list on the website that weren't part of the fact sheets that got revealed on Friday. And that was that one of the things that got revealed was a bale stacker for the small bales. A 14 bale stacker by Arcusin. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it was really cool the way it looked. You know, it looked like you would bring the bales, you would run alongside and it would pick up the bales and put it into the machine. And then it would make a kind of a bundle, a 14 bale bundle, 7 bales long and 2 bales wide. And then it would wrap that bundle with twine so they were all together. And then you could come by with a front loader, a telehandler, whatever, and pick that bundle up and put that bundle on a flatbed. And then basically stack multiple bundles of small bales on the trailer. I wonder if this guy must run a bed and breakfast, or he's got a lot of luggage and he's gone up to the castle for a trip. But at any rate, so I got really excited to see that in action, that video. There was also a mulching mower that was in the equipment list that wasn't part of the fact sheets that was revealed on Friday. So really interested in what does that mean? It was a side mower, a trailed side mower, like that was designed for you to kind of mow your mow along the road and maybe do brush clearing and stuff. So that was kind of an interesting product to be up on the Giants website as far as equipment for Farm Sim 22. We had 3 Z-Tor tractors of various horsepower. One of those tractors, the biggest one we saw, now has a DEF capacity, which makes me wonder, did they deliberately pick the other tractors in the earlier fact sheets because they did not implement def and they weren't ready to kind of reveal it until they revealed the icons? Or was it just that let's just keep that one on here. See, I think I got a pallet that's stuck. Or was it just a happenstance that none of those other tractors require def because they weren't new enough? Or maybe they weren't enough horsepower. I don't know. I mean, the Versatile, you would think that it would have def on it. Maybe the Versatile will have def and they just didn't put it on there. We'll just have to wait and see, right? With the next set of fact sheets have a def value for the fuel or not. What do we have to do? That's what I thought. We gotta go up to the castle. Alright guys, so that's gonna do me for the day. Well, thank you for coming out and watching. This video definitely did not turn out to be the video I thought it would be, because we lost our crop. Looks like it's spouted back. We're running at 15 times speed, trying to speed through things. But yeah, we lost the crop due to a day and a half of rain. You just never know here in the base game. So go ahead and thank all of the farm barons, farm bosses, and farm hands, all of the members of the channel. Now we just see scrolling through the list here, farm bosses and farm barons. Farm barons get a shout out at the start of the video. Typically, farm hands are kind of the silent partner, if you will. If you're interested in joining, go ahead and click the join button down link below and see what the various levels are, see what the various perks of membership are. And until Thursday, happy farming.